Hi folks and welcome to Dazzle Rebel Rides. So you may remember that last week at some point, in fact it's about 2 weeks ago by the time you're watching this video, I did a almost live video. So this was a video where I recorded something in my hotel room and put it straight onto YouTube. Now this was because I was at a ride appreciation day for Suzuki motorcycles, and the very next day got up, went to Mallory race circuit very early in the morning, where I rode the brand new GSX-S1000 around the Mallory Park circuit, and it was unbelievable. I'm a track novice, so for me to be going around and throwing that bike around at the speeds that I was, it is some incredible machine. It's fantastic, it really is. So after that we went out on the new V-Strom 650 and the new or updated V-Strom 1000s. Not really my type of bike, adventure bikes, but the V-Strom 1000, yeah, can't fault it. Brilliant bike if you like adventure bikes. To be honest with you, it's probably the best value adventure bike you can buy. The 650 really surprised me because it was fantastic. I mean, for someone who's 5'7", 28-inch inside leg, I'm not a fan of tall bikes, but the DL650 as a commuter and just a general all-round bike, it's a jack of all trades. It will do anything. It will tour, it will commute, it will do a little bit of scratching, and it is much more rapid than you expect it to be. You know, I was looking down and I was doing miles an hour quite often. So that's the adventure bikes. Then we got onto the GSX-S750, which is new for 2017. I'll get onto that in a minute. And the new GSX-S1000 that's been updated slightly for 2017. It's got about 5 HP more than last year's model. The throttle response is smoother, but it's still the same old lovable bike. That, to be honest, it's my favourite litre bike of that sort, because it's nice, big, comfy, typical Suzuki gearbox, absolutely fantastic, and it's well priced. So onto the GSX-S750. Now this replaces the GSR 750, which is a lot easier to say, isn't it? GSR 750. Why they couldn't have called the GSR 1000 rather than getting tongue twisters with GSX-S750, GSX-S 1000s. Come on, Suzuki marketing, sort it out. GSR, it's essentially the 2017 GSR with a significant update, and boy has it had an update. The old GSR was a great bike, but it wasn't the best in class by any stretch of the imagination, and it as good as it was, as great as it was, it did come into some criticism for being a little bit bland at times. Will the new GSX-S750 fare the same? Well, watch this video and find out. Not supposed to be recording, but I'll tell you what, the new GSX-S750 is fantastic. I'll tell you what, as a jack of all trades bike, it's really, really nice. It's got sporty potential. It's got a lovely sound to it when you open it up. It really has. In my view, it's a more exciting bike than the MT-09 because it's not got the torque down in the low range, so it's not as friendly in the street, but it makes you chase the revs, and when you do, the sound from the exhaust is incredible. I'm hoping, I mean, I've only just turned my camera on because, like I said, I'm not supposed to be filming, but if I get a chance to open it up again, you'll hear what I mean. You know, I think for a newbie, for someone just into bikes. If you're confident about your ability with bikes, then I think it's a perfect first motorcycle. It really is. It is forgiving, but it's also blindingly quick if you're new to bikes. It turns so quick, so quick. It is very sport biased in its handling. Here we got a lorry, which is not very fun, but the perfect opportunity to tell you about the major negative I found with it. I mean, I'm only 5'7", and although I feel comfortable on it, I want to sink my arse back further in the seat. And although you can do that, it's not very comfortable because you've got the lip of the seat at the rear, and it's in a prone sort of sporty riding position. It's not fantastic. It sort of locks you in one position, and I'm not a fan of that. I like to move around on the seat, so I would have liked a longer seat on it. Because I mean, when you want to be riding sporty anyway, you can have your arse to the back. So that is a negative. I mean, is it something I could live with? Possibly. I'd have to spend longer with it, in all honesty with you, to see if it's a deal breaker. But other than that, I mean, everything about this bike, it's brilliant. It really is a nice bike. I mean, like I said, I don't feel cramped on it. There's guys here that are, you know, well over 6 foot, and they don't look cramped on it. But for me, I am the sort of rider who likes to put my arse firmly towards the back of the seat, especially when riding a bit more aggressively. And you haven't really got that option because it's not the most comfortable thing to do. But everything else, the fueling, the throttle response, the traction control on these wet roads is fantastic. I mean, I've been it's in mode 3 at the minute because we've got wet roads, and I am seeing the TC light flash on quite a regular basis. So it's doing its job at keeping the bike in check, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it in any way whatsoever. The only way I know it's working is that the light's going on the dash, which is a trait of Suzuki traction control, because it's the same with the older V-Strom. Oh, it's a shame. Not going to get a chance to open it. Oh, yes, national speed limits. It's looking good. Come on. We'll keep it in second. Third, fourth. Did you hear that? In the briefing they talked about the noise intake, and it is all the same thing as the SV. It's about the rider experience, where it's making it an exciting sounding machine. It's not just something that goes well, handles well, it also sounds really nice for the rider. And yeah, it does. It's alright. The pipe, the note out of the pipe may not be the loudest, but when you're sat on the bike, you can hear all that induction noise. The brakes are really nice. They are really firm, but a nice feel to them. They're not overly aggressive, and you have got a nice bite. It feels like you're being anchored up, but you're not being chucked over the top, and that's a good thing in my view. I like the feel. if you don't want to spend 10 grand on a litre bike, if you want a bike that you just go out sunny days with your mates for a blast on a Sunday, honestly I don't think you need any more than this bike. It will satisfy most people most of the time. One thing that people don't often talk about, the Suzukis in particular, unless you are a Suzuki person, is just how good the gearboxes are. Suzuki really know how to build a great gearbox. It's slick, it's confirming and assuring, and it makes matching the revs and doing clutchless changing absolutely a doddle without the need for a quick shifter. You match the revs, put a little bit of pressure on the gear lever, pop, there it goes. Of course you won't be doing that in everyday riding, but it's a nice little bonus, and something that really I've only experienced on a Suzuki. But that light gearbox and light clutch as well, it just makes everything really easy to work with. Now you're not constantly trying to find gear and clonking into place. Slots in, bang, there we go, nice affirmative click. And so the only thing for me that I change about the bike is the seat. I just make it a little bit longer so you can slide your arse backwards and forwards. So yes, from my Ride Appreciation Day, unfortunately I do only have one video because I wasn't allowed to take the camera out. I managed to sneak it on that occasion, sneakily turn it on when we were stopped, which was naughty of me. But hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and remember, if you like the vibe, be sure to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and I'll see you next time.
Folks.